going to be doing something just a little bit different. What I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be doing kind of just like a rebuild, a reconfiguration of the profile RDTA. So what we're going to be doing is taking it from RDTA mode and we're going to convert it into the squonking RDA. Now this is the one that I actually had my dual fuse Clapton built in. We're actually going to be taking that out. We're going to put a new mesh strip in it. I'm going to use my normal wicking method with the cotton squares that I usually like. So I'm going to give you that wicking. And then we're going to put it together and we're going to squonk with it. So let's go ahead and go down and let's convert this bad boy into a squonking RDA. Okay, so I have everything that I need here. So we're going to go ahead and just zoom in a little bit. I've got my coil shaping tool. I've got my base that I'm going to make into an RDA. And then I've got my mesh strips that I'm going to be using. And of course, if you haven't seen my wicking for the profile RDA, I'm going to be actually doing it with a cotton square, just one, because that's my preferred method, to be honest with you. And then of course I did take everything out of my profile package, and then we're going to be converting this, and it still has juice in it, which is great because I wanted to show you that you can do this. Even if you have juice still in the tank, we're still going to take it apart. We're still going to convert it and we're going to take care of it. So first what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and rebuild the deck the way that it is. And then we're going to take off the bottom and make it a squonk. So let's go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put this in here. And we're going to go ahead and recoil and remesh this baby. So I'm just going to take the top off. There we go. All smushed over. That's okay, but I've been using it and see, it's been working just fine. It's still nice and juicy. As you can see, I still got juice on my finger. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and take this build out. So all I need to do is just remove these two screws. This screw. This screw and this screw, and then we're just gonna take these out. One over here, oh, nice over there. Put that aside, and here we go. Now we don't have to worry about those. We'll take those out when we take off the. We don't have to worry about the rods because those are going to come out once we unscrew this. So right now we're just going to focus on building this. So I'm going to just screw those back in because we're not going to be using those. We're actually going to be putting the mesh strip in it and doing it over. Now on the other one that I'm currently using, I already have the new Clapton mesh strip. So I'm just going to use the other mesh strip that it came with. So I'm going to use one of the ones left in the package, which I'll probably be using that one. I kind of like that one a little bit better. It does get a little bit more air in my opinion. And I'm just going to unscrew this one here because this is where the actual, the mesh strip is going to lay in. But it's as easy as this. You don't have to worry about anything else. Just basically just you want to convert it. You're just saying, hey, you know what? I feel like doing mesh today. I don't feel like having a build in it, or I don't feel like having an RDTA. I want to go ahead and build. So that's what we're going to do. Now, first, what I'm going to do is just start doing my cotton and getting that ready because that takes the longest. And I'm sorry, I wanted this to be a quick video, but this is what I like to do. So what I do is I actually I think they call it the Swedish roll, but this is something that I've been doing since I got the regular profile RDA. This is just my go-to method. I like using the cotton squares on that. I like using it in my mesh RTAs. So why not for this? So that's what I'm going to do. So what you're going to do is just keep fluffing it out. This is literally just one square, just getting really, really thinned out. I just take it all the way through until it's almost see-through. So I'm just going to keep stretching it that way, and then I pull it this way just to keep it in shape. And keep going. I'll probably just speed through this part then. I didn't want this to be, it's not really a review. This is just more of a tutorial for you guys because I've been getting a lot of messages on, you know, how do you convert it? So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to take this end off here and we're going to pull off this end here and we're going to keep it like that and we'll roll it up in a second. So now all we need to do is take our mesh strip and I'm just going to pull that out. go. You just take it, and just like any other mesh strip, you're going to take the ends and you're just going to wrap it around, and then I like to just turn it to get it nice and rounded. And there you go, nice and rounded. And then this will literally just sit right back in the deck. And then we just need to set it in the deck. So we're going to put one on this side, one on this side. Make sure it's going in the hole. There we go. And then I'm going to hold it while I screw it down. Not too much pressure on it because you want to keep it rounded. If you do disform it, you can fix it. But we're going to go ahead and put that there. We're going to take the other side, making sure that we push it back down into there, and then close that up. And then let's just, for good measure, let's go ahead and round this again. Making sure that it's perfectly round. That's what this tool is for. That you can round it out. And there we go. Got that all put together. So now everything is nice and tight. Let's go ahead and start dry firing it and making sure that we have all the smuts out of it. And there we go. Heating up really, really nice. Turn it up just a little bit. Okay. There we go. All right, so all we need to do now is get the cotton and roll that up. So all I'm going to do is just go ahead and start from this end. And I think this is the Swedish roll. I think it is. And just go ahead and roll it up like you would something else. So I'm just going to roll it very, very tight. Just get that in there like that. Okay, get it going. And usually I can feel like how thick it is. Just by rolling it up like this, you can pretty much gauge how much you're going to need inside. So I'm going to roll it up to right about here, and I'm just going to take this part off. And then I'm just going to roll the rest of it together, concentrating on the inside because we do want the inside to be kind of firm. And then we want to twist off the ends. There we go. Making it just a little bit more pointy. There we go. And then we're going to take this. Now the key to this is when you're putting the cotton in, you definitely want to be pulling from both ends of the cotton in order for it to actually go through evenly. Once you get a hold of it, what you want to do is you want to pull from both ends. So you're pulling from this end and this end. And when you do, it actually goes through a lot easier that way. A lot of people try to force it through, but you don't want to do that because you're going to bend your mesh strip. So you just want to pull from both ends, and that makes it easier. And then all you need to do is just cut off the ends. So I'm going to cut off the end here and cut off the end here. There we go. And then what I like to personally do is I actually cut it from the bottom. Let me zoom in a little bit. I actually cut it from the bottom instead of the top. That's just my way. Some people will turn it. They do it their own way. I actually just do it like this, and I'm going to take it from, just like if I was doing it from the top, but I'm going to do it from the bottom. I'm just going to take that, cut that away. There we go. Take that away. A little bit more right there. And it's really, really easy. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and fluff out the ends because I want to fluff out this part. I want it tight under the mesh, but I want this fluffy. So I'm just going to fluff it through a little bit because sometimes it could get like a little bit knotty. So I'm just going to fluff it through a little bit, and then I'm just going to cut it evenly. There we go. And then I'm going to take the ends and just lay it in the deck. Just like that in the wicking channel. And that's all you have to do. And it's not as thick, and you don't have to worry about having the stragglies on the outside. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Cutting from the bottom. Just like I did before. There we go. That one's got just enough. So I'm going to go ahead and fluff this out just like I did on the other side. And then cut it straight. And then lay it in the wicking channel. Just like that. There we go. Nice and even. I mean, it's super, super easy to do it that way. This is just the way that I like to do it. I've actually got a wicking video just for the profile RDA and another one for the profile RTA. If you want to look those up, if you have those. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now what we need to do is I'm going to actually take this off. And now is the time where we're actually going to take the base off and we're going to turn this into an RDA so we can squonk it. I'm going to take this base off. I'm going to put the RDA on top. And all you have to do is just put it on. If you turn it, it'll find its spot where it needs to go. A little bit of cotton there. And then once we have this all together, then all we need to do is just take off the bottom. Now, when you unscrew the bottom, it's really, really easy. Even if you have e-liquid, like I still have some left, your rods are actually going to fall right into that. So you don't even have to worry about taking the rods out or anything beforehand. They're going to fall right out of the top. See? So then you just put this aside. And you're going to grab your base. Now, my squonk pin was already installed in mine. Put this onto the base. Just like that. And you get it attached. And now you have the profile RDA. So let's go ahead and put it on here, because what we want to do now is we do have to wet the wicks and get it nice and saturated before we start pumping. So I'm going to take the lid off again. I want to start putting e-liquid on the coil and making sure that that cotton under the coil is nice and saturated. So I'm going to turn this up a little bit. And then we can do that. There we go. And we're going to put some on the cotton, or we're going to put some on the coil. Pulse. Coil, pulse. We're going to do that until we see the e-liquid coming out from the sides. Because what will happen is it's going to get wet inside and then it's going to come out to the outside. Look at that. Beautiful. See how it's starting to get wet on the outside? Then we can go ahead and wet a little bit here, a little bit here, and then we can pump it. See? See how it's coming out the top? There we go. And we're all set. Now we have the profile RDA. Really, really simple. So yeah, let's go ahead and go on top and we'll vape on it. So now we have it in RDA mode. Let's go ahead and have a vape. Squonk RDA mode. Just per your request, I have gone ahead and put this together. Again, I'm using my wicking method. You don't have to use that way. You can use any way that you want. I personally like the cotton squares for any of my mesh builds, whether it be an RTA and RDA. I really like the cotton squares preferably, but you can use any cotton. You can use the shoestring cotton, you know, with like 3 of them in there, 3 or 4 of them. You can use, depending on the cotton, you can use the Wotofo cotton. You can use any type of cotton. You can use the one from anywhere, really. But I prefer to use the cotton squares. I like the flavor of it. I like the way that it wicks up. I like everything about it. So that is my preferred when it comes to mesh. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and have a vape. Absolutely amazing flavor, like you would not think that it would be. Of course it's going to be amazing flavor. It's the profile in RDA mode. So let's go ahead and have another vape. It wicks up efficiently, just like the original profile RDA. Sorry, I'm getting sugar lips over here. It's just wicking up beautifully. The flavor is amazing, just like it. So I hope that that helps you in converting the RDTA into the RDA. That's how you would do it. In mine, the squonk pins automatically came installed. If they didn't on yours, then you would just have to get the extra one that actually comes in the accessory pack. It'll have the squonk one, but mine actually came with it. I think it's like ready for you to go ahead and change it out. Since that does nothing with the base in it because it's screwed into it and nothing happens to it, you can't squonk with it that way. I think that's why they did it, to make it easy for you. But that's pretty much it. That's all you need to do to turn this baby into a profile RDA, which is one of my favorite RDAs to date. So that's it. Let me know down in the comments if this was helpful to you. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know down there, and I will see you in my next one.